What I wanted to talk about today is, and it's going to sound really silly, but one day we too will become extinct. We too will become fossils in the ground somewhere. Some of us may choose to end things differently. Some people choose cremation, others choose burial. And what a morbid conversation for me to start off this week's conversation, but I think it's quite appropriate because I think we live our lives as if we have all the time in the world, meaning that we are looking to grow older, thinking that that's some sort of prize for us. And in a certain way it is, but do you know what it means to age? Do you know what it means to get older? Do you know what it means to actually die? There are no do-overs. You are not coming back. And even growing older and aging, if you've looked around at seniors and in their 80s and 90s and even 100, only very few are lucky to have made it that far with full mobility intact, where they didn't need support and help to get through their everyday task and self-care, or have been able to keep all of their mental faculties about them. I'm speaking to those of you who are not yet there. Your mental faculties are there. You have full use of your mobility to a certain degree. Even if you're using assisted devices, you can basically get around. And to put a sense of urgency into you that time goes. Every second of the day, time is moving forward, whether you like it or not, whether you want it to move forward or not. Now is our time. And I'm so emphatic about this because the conversations I hear from a lot of people centers around fear of making a decision to let go of the life that is not making them happy and moving into a life that has the ingredients to design and to build what it is that they actually want to experience. They might think about it, they might imagine it, envision it, they may go out to all of these wonderful retreats, and there's that whole rah spirit when you get around like-minded people. But at the end of the day, it's really up to you to make that decision, to unravel the life that you're living and you're not happy with, and to build something new. I think it was yesterday I was talking with a client, and she wanted to know, well, how did I just go into this lifestyle that I'm living right now? And I just said that I just did. I made a decision, and it's not that it was an easy decision. I think people are on the sidelines thinking people who are living their life in a certain way, it was just so easy for them to do. Not at all. I would say that most of those people, including myself, were terrified to make the switch. We're terrified to tell the people in their lives what they're planning. Imagine going and telling your parents, if they're still alive, that you are going to give up your status job, you're going to give up your home, you're going to walk away from everything that you have built across the years and everything that they were so proud to tell their people about what you were up to. How are you possibly going to break away from the life that you had built and are currently living, to go off and live a dream, live a fantasy in their eyes? It just seems incredibly crazy to most people. So they will look at people like me doing the thing I'm posting religiously on social media about my travels across the country and so forth, and they live vicariously through other people. They read their books and they listen to their podcast and so forth, and they say, oh, it must be nice. Yes, it is nice, but it took some doing. It took some work. It took moving through the frightening conversations that you will have to have with other people about what you want to do. And the most frightening conversation of all is the one with yourself. You see, this is a journey with you and yourself. It matters not what anybody else says. Yes, it may hurt your feelings if people laugh at you and make jokes about the things that you want to do, or criticize, or doubt into you. A lot of people don't follow through on their dreams because they allow the good opinion of other people to pull them away from what they actually and truly wanted to do with themselves. And it's such a shame. And I totally understand that. It took me a very long time to go after the life that I wanted to live. And it was a circus act in the beginning. I mean, the falling down and the tears and the loss of family looking at me incredulously when I told them what I wanted to do. And in this last little foray of telling them, oh, I'm going to become a van lifer, well, you'd think I told them that I plan on running naked down into Vatican City. I mean, it would have been the same shock, I think. But it's because when you bring that kind of thinking to people, that out of the box thinking, that other than normal thinking that we have all lined up to live in our world and in our society, people will start to shun you. They will detach from you. And that will put you in a very impossible situation sometimes, because after all, you are a human being, and what you want is to have acceptance and a sense of belonging. And if people are going to threaten that because you told them you want to live the life of your dreams in any form or fashion, yes, you're going to second guess your decision too. And it takes a lot of bravery and courage and resilience to say yes to what you want and follow it. When you think about all the people out there that are living their dreams that you yourself have a lot of respect and fascination toward, they had to make that fearful conversation themselves and other people. Nobody gets to do this the easy way. Nobody. I don't care what you see out there on Facebook or Instagram or what have you. It took a lot of doing for people to strip down to the bare bones of what it is to make the life that they want. You have to let go of what you currently have in your hand for the most part. I had to let go of my home and my hometown and family and a whole lot of friends I said goodbye to when I packed my bags and moved across the country alone. Now, that was my way of redesigning my life. It's not something you have to do. Some of you, all you need to do is say yes to a new career. All you have to do is say yes to a brand new relationship. All you have to do is say yes to better health. All you have to do is say yes to writing that book. I mean, there's so many yeses you can do that doesn't require you leaving your life like I did. But I think the reason you're still stuck, the reason you're still not moving toward the thing that you want, is this thought in your head that the fear will dissolve you. It's like throwing water on the Wicked Witch of the West, I think it was. I can't remember which direction. But in the movie The Wizard of Oz, that you will somehow dissolve if you make a move towards your desire. Trust me, you don't. It's uncomfortable. It's only because anything new is. That's just the way it is. If your whole goal is to remain as is without giving up anything, without feeling discomfort, without feeling fear, well, then you will never get to the land of your desire. Holding on to what is to go after what can be requires trust. It requires trust in the unseen. It requires trust in your abilities, in yourself. And a lot of people won't see the ability that you have. They only see the outside or what you've allowed them to see, and they judge based on that. And yet we give the best parts of ourselves away to the opinions and judgments that people have about us. Do they know you? Do any of these people understand what made you? We grew up in an environment, each one of us in a different environment, and our early environment shaped who we are. It shaped our worldview, it shaped our mindset, it shaped the things that we are afraid of, it shaped our abilities and skill levels, it shaped all of it. So to give your power away to other people who have no concept of who you are or what shaped you is tantamount to the highest level of ridiculousness that there is. But we've normalized it because we believe other people know what's best for us more than we know what's best for ourselves. Now, how is that? Where did we get this training from? Where did we get that other people know better than we do? Where did we buy into the concept that you know my heart better than I know my heart? If I had to give that label to anybody, it would have been my mother, for instance. She would have been the closest to me. She gave birth to me. She was there from day one. She saw most of everything that went into me up until a certain time, until I became a self-actualized adult, making my own decisions. And she had no idea the things that I thought or the people that I knew or anything like that. But up until a certain point, she knew me quite well. And I would say that she knew me quite well up until the moment of her death. And yet, she didn't know the entirety of me. How could she? Yet, we allow people like her parents to control us. And here's the even spookier part. We allow dead people to still control us. Sounds like a horror movie, doesn't it? And in fact, it might even be, because we are still living those stories and narratives of people that are long gone out of our lives, whether through death or separation, whatever the case may be. We're still under the energy and force of those early childhood memories and stories. Even though the players are all gone, they are no longer on the board. We are still under that influence. So in this time of our life, as midlifers and beyond, especially if you are now an orphan and your parents are gone, you are now a full-fledged adult, and I'm here to give you permission to act like that and to make committed choices for the rest of your life, because, do I need to tell you again, you will not be here forever. You will die. Every day you get closer to that date, whatever that date is for you. It's different for all of us. So are you waiting until you don't have use of your body anymore? Are you waiting until you are deep into dementia? Are you waiting for the day they close the lid on the casket? What is it that you're actually waiting for? If it's only fear, and yes, I say only fear, fear is something that you can handle. It's something you can dissolve. It's something you can work with. Whatever your circumstances are, whatever life has given you, and we've all been given a different set of cards in life, whatever hand you've been dealt in life, that's the hand that you play. You make the best hand out of those sets of circumstances. And those sets of circumstances hold the key to your power. It holds the key to your joy. It holds the key for a whole slew of other people dealing with the same hand. But if you are allowing fear and the good opinion of other people to get in the way of the rest of your life, the power and the possibilities that are inherent within you, well, I don't know what to say. If somebody came to you to tell you that, what advice would you give them? Would you say, you know what? Yeah, you really need to give your life away to other people so they can control you like a marionette puppet. Yeah, you need to follow that fear and sit down and be small and stay contained until death comes and finds you. Yes, you need to disappear and be silent and be small. I doubt highly that that's the advice you would give someone if they came to you with your story to tell them what to do. So if you can give that advice to somebody else, why not just give it to yourself and follow along? And this is what I do with people. I'm gathering people, primarily midlife women, who have that inner glow within them still. It hasn't been extinguished, and they're looking to reignite it and to blow up into that next high version of themselves, their next high vibe situation in which they come alive and blossom. So what I want to share with you is to really consider what's happening here. What is it that you're actually tracking towards for the end of your life? Because it's coming sooner than you think. You know, we might be sitting here looking all cute and everything, but one day the end will find us. And what would you turn around and say about what you did with all that time you had at your disposal and did nothing? All you did was try to hide and be safe. It's an illusion. There is no hiding or being safe. Okay, so I invite you to reconsider your stance with the life and the energy that you've been given, and to really bring out that inherent genius and joy and power that still sits within. And I invite you to follow me at mojoresources.ca. There's a download there called What If. I've been touting this what if thing for so long, but I think it's an easy place to start querying yourself. You know, we don't really take the time to ask the deep questions. What if? What if you stepped aside from fear and actually followed your joy and followed your curiosity? What would possibly happen? What if? You can start asking those questions. Just go to resources.ca and download the handout there. Okay, so this is what I wanted to share with you this week while I'm sitting here in a Walmart parking lot in the province of Alberta, about to make our way across the Rockies later, is to go out and live your life. Go connect to your power, your inner glow, and start living the life of your dreams. Because the hottest mess, I'm just hot right now, but the hottest mess when it came to making those decisions and commitments. And I'd love to see you make it for yourself, okay? So have a good one, and I'll see you on the other side of the Rockies. Bye-bye.